Welcome to the sports channel.
Welcome. Okay, so let's introduce, because we're really good at that now because we've done it 3 million times.
Are we good at it?
Yeah,
No.
great. Yeah, no, we are. We are. We're going to have to find it. Dig deep. Hello and welcome to the year my podcast dropped. I'm Vanessa
And I'm your other host, Linda Jean Bruno.
I want you to take over the discussion about the dimensions where I left off.
Oh, gosh. So you've talked about hypnotherapy, psychology therapy.
No, I didn't mention therapy, but using the techniques. No, using techniques to go back in time. But I'm not saying techniques in a lab or in a patient. Like, I'm using techniques mentally now. Close your eyes. Go back to COVID. Go back to a meaningful time in your life, and you can be there in an instant. So what I want you to explain, LJ, which I love, is what happens to that version when we are going back there. Are we going to explain it?
Well, there's a lot of things running through my head because I'm not on medication.
She's not on mushrooms. No, but what I want you to explain is what we've talked about. And if you don't want the part where right now, if our future self is here, is that the beams? Is that what's happening? Is that does my glass move? Is it like a ghost? Is it like that? I want you to explain that.
Okay.
In a nutshell, go.
No, okay. I'm just going to explain how someone once said to me, I could jump time, right? Someone once said to me, where do you want to be this year? And I said, where I want to be, I cannot see getting there. And he said to me, just go there. One of your cells is already there and you've just got to meet her. And that was kind of confusing for me. And he goes, you've just got to imagine, you've just got to visualize being there. You've got to feel it. You've just got to go to that place in your mind. And I was like, okay, yeah. But how? I couldn't see it happening because there were too many roadblocks on the way that were out of my control. And so he said, and I said, I wish, and I said something like, I wish back then I had made a different decision. And he said, you did. And I was like, what? I didn't get it, but I did jump. Should have explained it to me. But I did jump. And I remember jumping and saying to you guys, I remember coming over to you and Lynn and saying, oh my God, I've jumped.
But how did you jump?
Exactly how he said. I'll explain it.
Yep.
But
that's the idea.
But yes, but I remember saying to you, oh my gosh, I've jumped. I know I've jumped because all of a sudden I'm here and this is where I wanted to be. But I can't remember and I can't really see. I mean, I do know how I got there, but it happened like this from that moment. It happened like this. And I was like, how did I get here so quickly? Get to this life that I didn't think was possible. And I remember Lynn saying, well, no.
Oh, she's going to be mad at that impression.
Well, no. Was it like this? Well, no. You didn't jump.
I'm not part of this.
I've done the impression in front of her. I told her the other night. I said, you said, well, no, you didn't jump because we're still here. And we don't remember jumping. And we didn't jump and we're still the same. And I went, oh, yeah. And I kind of sat with that and I went, how do I explain that? And then the other day I got it and I went, oh, of course, because I've reached you. I've reached this other dimension of myself and you're still on you're up here as well and we're meeting each other. I'm meeting you. You have no idea that you've jumped. I'm just so aware of it. But you're a different dimension. You're another Lynn and Vanessa. And I've reached you guys and I'm here in this world. And how did I explain it the other night? I
don't remember.
It's like there was a lot of beams coming at me, weren't there?
Yes.
And I was explaining it and I was like so excited. How did I get there? How do I get there, Van?
Do you want me to explain or do you want to explain?
I like when you're explaining it.
All right.
You don't want to explain
I'll explain it. All right. It was explained to Linda as a timeline. So if you have a piece of paper and you draw a line down the middle, you can represent the timeline of your life. And so it was explained to her to go back to a point in time in your life where you want to change something, which is what I was talking about when you just go back through a memory and you make that change. And then that will change your future self. And when you fold the paper, those two meet each other in a point in time where you are now. Now, visually it makes a little bit more sense, but hopefully there's some sort of resonance there from what I've explained, hopefully. But Linda tried to explain it in the pile of books.
Right. So the thing is that although that little session with my friend did help me, I believe, get to a different point, I didn't understand his visual representation of it. But I do get it now that I see time like this, happening all at once, all at the same time. Now I get it. See, going like this, oh, you're going to have to explain again. I'm like, it's visual. That's so visual. So the pile of books sitting
horizontally
rather than
vertically
is a better representation of time happening all at once right now. So by going back to that moment and changing something,
you've drilled a hole through your books.
Changing something at the bottom, say when you were younger, instantly changes something
the rest
now.
Of
it. Instantly. So that's how powerful going into a different timeline can be.
And mentally,
are we all there?
That's how powerful your brain can be.
Yes.
That nothing has to actually. So when you're dreaming and something's not actually happening, let's say you're being chased by a lion, you are not actually being chased by a lion, but the emotions and the fear response and everything that's happening to you is still happening to you. That emotion's still there. So when you go back in time and let's say you alter, it doesn't have to have happened like tangibly. It's like in your head, that's not how that event happened. But the physical response that you get from changing that event mentally is the same as if it had happened.
That's correct.
I'm glad I got that.
Yes. Because all that really matters is how you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to go back in time and say you walked out of a room and you said, oh my gosh, I should have said something.
I should have been more assertive. I should have done this. I should have done that. Similar to George Costanza in that Seinfeld episode. The sea called. Anyway.
I'm always George Costanza. Like 5 minutes later, I've gone.
But if you mentally go back to that point, you can change that moment for yourself.
And it's
and as a result, change your future.
That's right. Because all that matters is how you're feeling. Because how do we know that any of this is real? That's another.
There
There's
we go
so
again.
much that we want to unpack.
So from this, like this episode, was one more thing that I really want to touch on, and that is right now, if I had gone back into this moment and I come back to this moment now with my future self, what does that look like for my current self? And the theory, you ready? LJ? Déjà vu. Tell us what, so déjà vu could be, this is a theory.
Okay.
That déjà vu could be that moment when we've made a change.
Yes.
In the current.
Yes.
Ponder that. And now,
Yes.
Linda, tell us what you should do when you get déjà vu.
Okay. When you get déjà vu, that glitch, I believe, is us going back in time and changing something. I want you to remember the next time you have déjà vu, what are you doing in your life? And are you thinking of changing something? Because the other day when I had déjà vu, or a while back, it was the start of this podcast, Life with Vanessa. And I had a triple déjà vu. So it was kind of like oh, I've been here before, but I've also been here before, but I was sitting over there and I had déjà vu when I was sitting over there. And now I've had it again. So I've kind of gone back and then back again. And I said to Vanessa, we've got to do this. I know we have to do this. Oh God, now that I'm saying this, do we not have to do Is that
Were
the
you
truth?
trying to change it?
Is that the truth? No, because it was at a point where I think I didn't know if I wanted to do it. And then I got the déjà vu, but I also got a premonition going, go forward, go with this.
So I don't know if everyone else has this when they have déjà vu, but Linda and I have talked about it and she has it. So when I'm having déjà vu and it's unfolding, I'm having the thought of, oh, this is the next progression. This is what's going to happen. And then it doesn't. And I go, oh, that's not what I thought. Maybe déjà vu isn't a premonition. And no, because if it is what we think is going to happen, then maybe that's what we change. So the other version is what we were thinking it was going to happen, but then it's like, oh no, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So that's something to think about and that's something to ponder on. And
how exciting is this theory?
It's very exciting.
I'm stoked. Has anyone else had this theory? It makes a lot of sense to me. Déjà vu has never been explained, right? Has it been explained or has it been?
Well, no.
Comment? Please comment if it has.
I think it's still a phenomenon. Déjà vu. I mean, there's been books and movies and all this stuff. Well, yes, you have explained it.
You're welcome.
So that brings me to something else too. When we talk about time leaping and time adjustments, let's say time adjustments, you're looking at things of dementia. And what does dementia do to your brain? Dementia brings you back to points in time that aren't now. So is dementia a form of leaping and you're unable to come back? Or it's a form of leaping where you've gone, oh, I'll go into that time frame and it's like you're stuck.
Oh, I understand what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Because you're older, you don't have the ability. Because before when you said this about dementia,
what were you thinking?
I kind of thought negatively, like, oh, people are going to think you've time jumped too much. It's dangerous. Don't stop doing it because by the time you get to a certain age, you're going to have rotted your brain.
Age is irrelevant if we're talking about times all
right,
at once.
Right. So is it that your body is getting tired and you haven't understood it enough that you cannot come back? So you're kind of stuck in that moment. Because when people have dementia, they're kind of talking about like
the past.
Or
is it that when you're older, you're desperate to start changing things. And then you go back and forth and then you get into this mood. And again, dementia, I know medically, physiologically is explained through dark matter in the brain and I don't know the whole thing, but yes, there is a medical reason. But what if dementia
I feel like this podcast should be called What If?
Change the name, we can change it. But what if dementia is that we can't go back? And similar to, I know I don't want to go harp on my dreams too much, but that George Michael dream that I had in the last episode that I was explaining where I went to this gay nightclub and I was afraid to go through the door because I thought, what if I can't get back? At what point did I go there? Was it a dream? Was it a leap? What was that?
Also, I've said to you, I have a memory, a very vivid memory of when I was young and I was living in Italy and soldiers were coming. We could hear the soldiers and my grandfather said, quickly, we've got to get up the stairs. I remember scraping my knees on the concrete stairs and there being a secret room where we moved the furniture and we had to go in that room and hide. And I remember being terrorized by the sound of soldiers' footsteps. Now, when I recounted that story to my mum, she said it never happened. And I am so stuck on that. It happened. And she said it was a dream. How could I have remembered a dream when I was 4 years old? I don't understand. I don't understand how that dream could have been so vivid that it's lived with me all of my life. I still remember the terror. I still remember the scraping on my leg.
Well, it could. The other explanation is people believe in past lives, and maybe it wasn't from this life.
Tune in next week.
That's one thing. That might be an explanation if you do believe in past lives and
we've
reincarnation.
We've got to go into past lives.
We could look at that. However,
we've got to go into.
Could it be time leaping? Could it be that your mum now is not in the same spot that you were, and therefore she doesn't have that memory, and you do?
That was the whole being.
The beings explained a lot, and
that was the whole night where I was saying, we are just vessels for these souls that can leap between lives, different bodies. Are we always the same?
Oh, she was going into this too. Yes. Are we always the same?
Are we always the same? I mean, we're always growing, right? We're always meeting a different version of ourselves. Are we even the same soul?
Always the same, or are we different?
Are we just the same vessel and not the same soul? That's another question. But there's also been studies done by experts in near-death experiences. And these studies also done by the same expert doctor done on children. You've heard, right? You've heard children who have who talk about past lives. Yep. Children that talk about
lots
past
of stories
lives.
About children saying, "Oh, you were my mum in a past life, or you were someone else in a past life," and
or talk
how do they know that? Very young though, very young.
Yes,
having these clear memories.
Or they talk about a life that they could not have possibly known, and then when these experts have researched, they've found that life. There's one case that I heard of where this boy had gone into another life where that man was still existing, and so that has not been explained.
So if that person is still alive, then that boy is in two bodies at once.
How is that possible?
And again, this is nothing can be proven. Nothing here can be proven. You can believe anything. You can not believe everything. And all we're doing is essentially laying down some really interesting theories and some really interesting ways of looking at different phenomenon and different things that happen in your life. And whether it's true or not for you doesn't matter. It's just another way that we can look at life, from a different angle and go, oh, that's an interesting way to look at it. So you can see the topics that we're covering. I think for us, delving into them from this angle straight up, I personally thought maybe it's coming in too deep too quickly, and I loved
I don't think so. Yeah, I think everyone. We didn't want to go too deep because we were like, let's keep it light. Let's keep it.
We kept it very light.
Very light. But so many of you got back to
way.
us and said, what were you talking about? You didn't finish talking about that. Someone wrote on the comments that they wanted me to talk about the Kurt Cobain and how he visited me.
Tell us why Kurt visited.
We keep that for the next episode because we'll go into ghosts.
Get him back.
We'll go into ghosts next episode.
Will we? Okay.
Yeah.
I think
next Spirits
episode.
And Ghosts will be our next episode. I think we've talked enough this episode. What the heck have we talked about this episode?
We've talked about déjà vu and some of the reasoning behind déjà vu. We've talked about being able to change things in your past.
Timelines.
And also what's happening déjà vu could be what the reason why we're having déjà vu is because our future selves are coming back now or at that present time. And the other thing is to remember your déjà vus because they could be important.
Yes.
And
I want to hear about your déjà vus. Please, please. I'm actually really, really interested.
She's excited.
Yeah, I really am. I want to know if anyone else is having a déjà vu at a pivotal point in their life where the trajectory of their life is changing.
Well, I had one. I had one earlier.
Yeah.
Like I had one the day after we released that podcast.
Oh.
And my déjà vu, I was talking to my mum and I was saying to her about how we learn from everything, and how you've got to do things to be able to learn, and you can't let it paralyze you. That was when I had it. So I don't know if that was a pivotal moment, but it could be, because that could have been a moment that I said to you, and I don't see the person I am, I would never stop doing this until I was satisfied, even though we tanked, or I think we tanked. I don't think tanking is a reason to stop. I think tanking is a reason to keep going.
You know I'm an actor. You know how many auditions I've done.
And that's the difference between you and me.
I do.
I haven't done many.
But when I was younger, my auditions had to be perfect. There were times where I remember being asked to do an audition, I think, for something that was going to be filmed in Spain or something. I don't know. So the amount of times earlier on in my career that I did not send a tape in because I thought it wasn't good enough, I regret that.
You already removed the opportunity for it to be successful.
Absolutely. The answer was already no.
Yep.
The answer was already no. So you might as well put your foot in the door, send it. The answer might still be no, but then someone's seen you. Mm-hmm. And I used to have friends in the industry back then going, oh, if it's not perfect, you shouldn't send it. And I do regret that. What I love about you is that you keep going. However, the other day when we were doing something, we were doing a little job, and I said, are you happy? And you said, I'm never going to be happy. It's never going to be perfect. And I said, no, we'll never be perfect. But we've just got to be in it.
Yeah.
You got to be in it to win it.
Yep. Absolutely. And I think, I don't think you have to put yourself out there like we are to be able to tank. I think in day-to-day life, even just taking up something new, taking up a new sport, or giving something a go, just putting yourself in a situation where you would say, oh, I'm not good at that, so you don't even try, or
ask the question that you've been wanting to ask someone.
Just do it.
And you're too embarrassed to look stupid or something.
Yeah, or ask someone out.
Ask someone out.
I've put myself out there a lot. A lot.
Yeah.
And I
haven't.
And I've always been of the opinion, especially when I met Lynn, where I was putting myself out there so much. There were so many things, because my wife is from another country, is from America. When we met, there was no path to how we were going to be together. There was no clear path. It sort of evolved as we were talking and as we were, sort of getting to know each other. So for me to have felt so strongly without knowing if I could be with this person was really putting myself out on the line. I remember saying to myself, and even saying to you, LJ, that I'm really going to get hurt if this doesn't work out.
And we were like, you got to go. There was like a rally of girlfriends around her going, you got to go, you got to do it.
And there was
go get her.
There was no question in my mind. I was compelled to keep going, even though I didn't know the outcome. And I think that's what I urge everyone to do, is to go out there, even if you don't know the outcome, to put yourself there, because whatever comes out, either it'll be a bad episode of a podcast, or whatever it is, you'll learn something. It takes you to that next point. So it's not necessarily where you think it's going to lead. And a lot of the time you won't know what the path is. You'll find yourself, and when you look at life, life is understood backwards. Live forwards, but understood backwards. And we're talking about time. We can play around with that. But,
exactly. and how liberating. See, and I think I feel so liberated right now at this point of my life, because I believe that we can change things. So it kind of puts the fear. It is hopeful.
But
it's kind of like,
if you muck up, it doesn't matter.
Go back.
And that's interesting you said that, because with these theories that we've been talking about, after that first episode, I was like, does it even matter?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're not even here. Oh my gosh. We're not even real.
We'll cover
simulations,
that.
Everything. I just want to say, I'm only regretted things that I haven't done.
Mm-hmm.
I've never regretted things that I have done. Maybe I've lived too carefully, but the other day my niece said to me, which made me cry, "You're a role model. You go for your dreams." And I didn't think that because I thought, am I like,
irresponsible, which is the way I've described. No, like, this is the way I've described myself as even doing this without income. Is this irresponsible of me?
I've been so risky in the last half of my life. I've done things that,
Do you think our future selves came in and said, guys, you've got to do this?
Yeah.
Stop. Like, you've got to do this.
Yeah.
You guys didn't do this and you're 85, 86.
Yeah, we've talked about this.
And what the hell? Yeah. Like, you guys have the opportunity to do this now. Just do it. And we're doing it. And I'm not – and you said the other day you were watching an interview with someone and they said something about, what's your what's the last words you'd like to say? And I said to you what my last words would be like, I did everything that I wanted to do. And that –
I did it my way. That could be a sender.
Even my way. But like, I did everything I wanted to do. I haven't stopped myself. I haven't said, no, I'm not going to do that. And there's more to come because, damn it, I want to do some music.
Oh my gosh,
I want to do some music. I know. And
guys,
again,
irresponsible.
Irresponsible.
Oh my gosh.
I hope you enjoyed this more. And I feel like...
Are we on the right track?
If you like the content, let us know. If you think the content's a little bit too woo...
Really?
Let us know. No, I'm fine with it. You said any
good or bad
feedback is
any
good feedback.
Good or bad. I've loved bad.
She loves it.
I
she doesn't care what you think.
You know what? I had this fear for most of my creative life. I had this fear of bad feedback. I still have it within my family. It's still kind of like, when I've received bad feedback or criticism from strangers online or people saying nasty things, it makes me laugh. I'm kind of like, like Rihanna says, feed me with your hatred. It only fuels me. Something like that. It's like, I'm paraphrasing completely, but I remember going, oh my God, she's so strong. She's like, yeah, give it to me because I'm only going to become stronger. And like, I get it now. And it's like, yeah, cool. Give it to me. I'll probably regret that. Well, then I'll just go back in time and change it.
Don't give it to me. Can you go easy on me?
She's new.
I'm new.
She's new to the public
forum. I'm new here. Hi, everyone. I'm Vanessa. I'm new. I just started. Yeah.
Well, that's it for now.
Thanks for coming back.
Next week we'll be talking about other phenomenons, I think.
Maybe. Yeah, I think we'll be talking about that. Stay tuned for the latest film clip. I don't know what I'm going to make it about, but at this point.
I think it's got to be about the blood red moon or the solstice.
Put some comments.
Nine. Oh my God, is it a rap?
Put some
Why
comments.
am I even in this?
See, she wants a musical.
No.
She wants a musical.
Move those.
I came back like when I was 80, coming back to Linda because she was against the musical thing. And I'm like, Linda, we've got to do the musical.
To be honest, we've said goodbye 5 times now.
It's like our conversations. Okay, bye.
Bye. By the way.
Actually, I had this thought.
Oh, and also, sorry.
She's having a seizure.
Apologies for anyone watching that I just...
Linda just had a seizure of thoughts and a physical reaction to her thoughts.
I had this idea where I went, I would really love to write songs, but how do I even get there? And then...
The time is now.
And then I met these people and I don't know, we just got along really well. They were diners at the restaurant, met these diners at the restaurant and we got along really well. And one of them wrote music, piano. And she said, I wish I could meet someone that would write the lyrics. And I said, oh my God, I write lyrics. I have always written lyrics, but I don't know how to write a song, like how to musically create music. And the friends were like, oh, this is so serendipitous. You two should get together. we exchanged numbers, and then I got scared. And then I went, what if she thinks, you know, my stuff is stupid, my stuff is dumb, my stuff is childish, my stuff isn't good enough, and I'd rather not try than receive that criticism. So I ignored her. I ignored the calls. I'm sorry. I didn't catch up.
Don't be
with
sorry.
her.
Look at what's happened now. You've met.
Yes.
You've met yourself.
No, wait.
You've
hang on.
met yourself
No.
again. You've met yourself. Look, you're going to write songs with me. See?
No, yours are really good, Van.
No, well, yeah, that's right. So we're going to write some more. We're going to write some more songs.
I don't know.
We're going to write some more songs. Light and dark, people. Light and dark. We're going to have heavy discussions, but we also want to have some fun and we also want to have some laughter. So stick around for both of those things.
What song should we...
We'll work it out after this. I was listening to Rob Thomas this morning.
Who's Rob Thomas?
Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20.
What?
Like, yeah.
Who's that?
Rob Thomas. Rob Thomas is Matchbox 20 lead singer.
I don't know what Matchbox 20 is.
You don't know what Matchbox 20 is? Okay, well. It's 3 a.m. I must be lonely. She said, baby.
Baby.
No. To go away, oh Lord, I shouldn't feel this way, no. Reach down your hand in your pocket, pull out some hope for me. It's been a long day. Always ain't that right? Oh no, Lord, your hand won't stop it. Just keep you trembling. It's been a long day.
Sure
Always
has.
ain't that right?
You've just made it up.
Yeah, I just made up those lyrics. Rob Thomas never existed. I made him up. He is an alter ego. Give my world to lift you up. I could change my life to better suit your mood. 'Cause you're so smooth. Man, it's just like the ocean under the moon. Well, it's the same as the emotion that I get from you. You got the kind of loving that can be so smooth, yeah. Give me your heart, make it real, or else forget about it.
Anyway, you've heard it here first. On the year my podcast dropped. Tune in next week for more tunes and ghosts.